Ready? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Welcome to the stage, Nellie White. Hey guys, is this too much boobs for comedy? Let's find out together, shall we? Thank you so much for having me tonight. I love coming down to Kensington. It's an awesome place. I was walking here from the train station and this weird old homeless man came up to me and told me that I was the most beautiful woman in the world. So now I have to go back and guard him. And make sure he doesn't say it to anybody else. Now I have this title, I will not lose it. It's mine. I won't do it forever though, I won't do it. I won't guard him forever, just until I become so comfortable living on the streets that I start dancing in front of buskers. Why is everybody so uptight? Is what I will say eventually. I've been doing a lot of Tinder dating recently. If you don't know what Tinder is, it's just like an app, a dating app on your phone. Is anyone on it here? No? You've been specifically told to be quiet, so I appreciate that. Yeah, I really love it. Like, I love Tinder. I get obsessed with it. I have to delete it off my phone all the time because I get really into it and I waste a lot of my time. So it's weird that I love it so much because I get quite a few death threats on it. Just because I'm fat and I want to get fingered. So. It's weird that they're so angry because like they're not even the people who have to finger me. So I don't know why they're so full of rage. It's weird. Why are they angry? I'm trying to express my sexuality. I don't know why. It's like being a gay guy in the 1970s, but without the police brutality. So I have that going for me. It's not just death threats though. There's also a lot of like dick photos, so it's a beautiful balance of death threats and dick photos. Like that's my life now, so very happy with it. I find it really difficult to know what to say when I get a dick photo. Like you have an excellent dick. Is that, like your dick is really good? Is that? I think that's better than you're a veiny bastard, aren't you? Or why is it purple? Seriously, why is it purple? Did you rub it on an old man's nose? Is that why it's purple? That's the only purple thing in nature, so I don't know. Dick photos are weird because, like, I don't feel like they're for me. Like, I don't think the sender, like, I think getting a dick photo is like when you have a cat and the cat kills a bird and it leaves it on your porch. And then you're like, I feel as though you're trying to honour me in some way. But I don't really understand. I was talking to some friends of mine the other day, and they're upset about the new government. They don't like it. And they were saying that they want to leave the country, like they just want to go. And I'm like, where are you going to go? There's nowhere else. Like, Australia is a paradise. Just enjoy it here. Like, things are tricky at the moment. Like, it's horrible what the government has done. But, like, I lived in the UK for 2 years and it was fucked. And I mainly hated it because I hate English people. Because they're really miserable. Like, I hate them a lot. If you hold a glass up to an English person, all you can hear is a horse drowning in mud. That's how unhappy they are. Okay. And they had a couple of reasons to be unhappy. Like, they were in the middle of a double dip recession, for starters. Like, that was one reason that they were miserable. And I was really struggling to get a day job there. It was so difficult. And what made it even more difficult was on the end of my street, there was a KFC, and in the window of the KFC, there was a big sign that said, KFC, Employer of the Year, 2009. So even if I got the best job in London, it would be at KFC. And they were not returning my calls. I don't go to KFC anymore. I know I look like I do, but I don't, okay? Just because last time I went to KFC, there was a hunchback working there, and it was super upsetting. Like, I'm not even comfortable using the term hunchback, really, but the politically correct term for a hunchback is a Kiffinese, and nobody's ever heard of that. And I'm trying to communicate with you, so... I don't know what to say, like a person of hunch. That sounds like a detective. So I don't have a problem with them hiring a hunchback. But if you do hire a hunchback, I will say this, okay? Like, put him behind the counter or in the kitchen, okay? Or make him the manager. I don't really care. But they made him be the cleaner. Like, as if KFC wasn't already, like, a sad enough place. Like, he was cleaning the floors, and they weren't giving him a mop. They just gave him, like, those little KFC wet wipes, and he was all... It was the bleakest thing I've ever seen. Like, I hate KFC. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if they swapped the frontage of KFC with an abortion clinic. Because I don't think people's expressions going in would be any different. Because I think it's just the exact same way of thinking. Like, this isn't a great decision, but it's the right decision for me right now. Thank you. I did a gig a couple of weeks ago, and this couple came up to me afterwards and asked me if I wanted to have a threesome with them. Yeah, it is funny. It was weird. It was weird for a couple of reasons. It was weird because the people I sleep with don't usually know I do stand-up. They think I'm a dental nurse because I like pretending to be a dental nurse. Yeah. I did actually used to work for for a dentist. I wasn't a dental nurse, though. I dressed up as a giant tooth, and I handed out flyers. That was my job. One time, I was stuck in my giant tooth suit, and I got my period, and I had to pass it off as gingivitis. Anyway, so... There was a couple other reasons why having a threesome was weird. When I was in high school, everyone was mean to me and told me that I was a lesbian, okay? Also, when I was in high school, I read an article that said if you like the colour yellow, you're probably gay. And yellow is my favourite colour. So I thought if I have this threesome, then there'll be a couple of changes in store for my life. The main reason I was weird about having this threesome is they lived in the Docklands, and I didn't want to go to the Docklands because I hate the Docklands. That was the main reason. The Docklands is fucking creepy, you guys. Like, it empties out after the workday, and it's all covered in concrete, and it feels like a haven for skateboarding rapists. I hate the Docklands so much. But I didn't have anything to do, so I went to have a threesome, and I went to their flat, and I knocked on the door, and they were there, and that was good. Key thing is they were there for a threesome. That's good that they showed up. It's necessary. And like, the dude in the couple had a lot of threesomes, yeah? He was very experienced, he was telling me all these stories. And the girl in the couple was like me, like I had never slept with a woman before. Had the exact same level of experience. And so it was just like, cool, we'll begin this together. This will be a learning thing. Great. So I said to the dude, like, well, you've done this before. Why don't you tell us, like, what to do? And he's like, cool, why don't you start making out with my girlfriend? And then I did. And then I touched her boobs, and they felt weird and dry. Moisturize your boobs, ladies. If you take nothing away from tonight. Then she asked me to go down on her. I was like, what if it suctions onto my face? Do we have a plan in place if that happens? Like, what do I do? Do I just go further in so I can come out again? I don't really know how. But I did. I went down on her and look, putting your tongue on a vagina is a terrible way to find out you are not a lesbian. I would say it's the worst way, if I had to count the ways. And I just kind of knew immediately, like I just knew from the very beginning that it wasn't for me. I wanted to boo inside her vagina. Boo! Just like that. Hear it come out of her nose. Boo! That's one long pipe, right? I don't know. Anyway. Also, and this is weird, I couldn't find her clit, right? I know that's weird. That's weird. Like, I know my clit feels stationary. Her clit kept on slightly moving, and I felt like I was trying to lick the opening credits of Game of Thrones. Which is a great show. So I was like, okay, this isn't working for me. I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you so much for having me to your home. And then I left, and I went and bought a packet of Clinkers because I wanted to get the taste of pussy out of my mouth. And the first one that came out of the packet was yellow. So that's good because it's super cheerful. All right. Thank you so much for coming down. Enjoy the rest of your evening.